Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Stranger Things, Season 4, Episode 5?
Yep.
5.
The Nina Project.
So, we opened up mostly just checking in on Jonathan and Will and Argyle and Mike.
Argyle's having a bad time.
He's having a bad time. They were burying the body.
Well, he died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Died. Actually, the guy died. And we're idiots when we were like, who could possibly be after Elle? We forgot that in like the episode 1 or 2, the U.S. government was like, sound familiar?
Well, it's like it's like, honestly,
they think she's killing these kids.
I don't want to compare this to something that was so mediocre, but like, it's just like in Moonfall, where they were like, we're going to nuke the moon. And I was just like... They just are.
It's exactly like that.
Okay, let me continue explaining, because my entire point is that it's like they have this idea that it's her, and so they stopped looking for other explanation. It's just got to be her. There's no other explanation. No one else did this. It's this child.
And we're getting that plot twice.
Yeah.
Because Jason and his pals have.
So well, how do you want to? You want to start in Russia?
No. With the boys.
Okay.
With Jonathan. So. He warned them with his dying breaths that Elle was in trouble, and he told them to call the number. He gave them the pin. It was a tad contrived, but because I was like, when they were like, why would he give the pin? That doesn't work. Yeah. And I was like, I grab pins all the time that don't work. But then when I found it was like a proper fountain.
It's like a fountain pen. Yeah.
I was like, okay. I am here for gay Will, and I truly believe that's what we're getting. It's a slow burn.
It's a way slow burn, especially since it was like, it was like all of season 3 also, where he just was like trying to hang out with his buddies, and then like there was that actual scene where Mike said, "It's not my fault you don't like girls." He said that to him. And so I've just been I
forgot about that.
I've just been waiting for this for like an entire season's worth of content now. And I'm like, you're right, really dragging it.
Well, I'm okay with that because I want to earn it, but I'm also terrified because I don't want him to make a move.
On Mike?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's going
to make a move, but it's just sort of, I'm like, ooh, leave things unsaid.
So
it's just because like there's so much going on, and as we already mentioned, Mike is already so in over his head.
Yeah, he also will grab that painting again, so that painting is still in play.
I've already forgotten.
We don't know what it is, but he's been working on a painting, and he brought it to the airport, and then decided not to show it to Mike. And then when they were grabbing stuff to pack, he still grabbed it, and he's like the only one that managed to have his book bag when they got in the van.
I want this plot so bad, but I don't not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this. I don't know. I mean, it'd be like that.
Yeah.
But so
because like, God forbid we find out he's actually in love with 11 and he just doesn't know how to tell Mike. That would be so much worse.
No, I just think he's gonna blow it up. Like. No, that's not what's happening.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They buried the guy. Was there anything else there?
Well, they ended up calling the number, but it sounded like a computer. Yeah.
Right. In that middle
like
of nowhere. Yeah. So then in Russia, they got Hopper and Enzo, Jack and Hagar. And they put him in a cage. And they had a nice little bonding sesh.
Yeah.
We knew all that stuff about Hopper, right?
I don't think we knew it was because he was in Vietnam and the Agent Orange.
But we knew about the wife and it was one of those things where I was like, oh my God. And I was like, wait, this feels familiar.
No, we knew his daughter died and his wife left him. But I didn't know it was because he would, like, the Agent Orange fucked him.
What was Agent Orange?
It's chemical warfare.
Okay.
I've
heard it before. But...
He said they told him it was just like pesticide to kill herbicide to kill the plants, but no, it's chemical warfare.
Okay. You know that can easily be a trite or cliche plot to hoist upon that type of man, and David sold it.
Well, because I'm sure that he had mentioned it at some point, but I didn't even know he was in the shit in Vietnam. Like, I had no idea that part of it.
We don't like misplaced anger. We don't like burdened masculinity, like all that stuff. However, you know, he sold it. He sold it. And
if I'm being honest, I'm getting a little bit of like man pain on Obi-Wan. And so I'm like, I'm glad it's not actually pulling through on this. Although when he goes to the he goes to the place where he's like, everyone I love gets hurt. I'm just sort of like, well, okay, but like, let's not sink too deep into that.
Well, having what's his face there seemed mildly helpful. I don't know. Yeah. I'm rooting for these two. Yeah. And they put them presumably in like that arena with the
Well, but Enzo even was like, I've heard rumors of a monster. So I think that's deeper. That where the monster is has a roof on it.
Oh, well, they were cleaning up body parts on it at one point.
I don't know.
So, Joyce and Murray tried their damnedest. Yeah. They made it work. But there was a point in the middle where I was like, guys.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm begging you. One of you do something.
Something right. It's so ridiculous.
And what's his name? Yuri is still alive?
I think he's still alive. He's definitely, well, I don't know. He's flopping around back there as they crash landed. So who knows? He got knocked out. Because Murray is blessedly actually accomplished at karate.
I was anticipating that. I just was thinking, well, because first of all, when he was going after Joyce, I was like, Murray, hit him. And then he announced his presence and then did, what? And then I was like, Joyce, hit him. And then she didn't. Yeah. And I was just like, oh my God. And so they crashed the plane. I suppose it works like that.
It can. I would argue they wouldn't have had to crash the plane if Murray hadn't flipped on and off every single switch 40 times. But that's just me.
So they're in the wilderness. Are we thinking they're in Russia? The Russian wilderness?
Well, if they had left from Alaska, then they are probably already over the cross.
It's only this big, right?
Yeah,
it's just a little. Yeah. So because actually, I think during the winter it freezes over and you can
walk. Well, it depends on where in Alaska they were, but yeah.
Elle had her training montage. It was fun. I didn't like it. I was bored. That's whatever. It's fine. It was fine.
Well, we finally actually saw Jamie Campbell Bower's face, which was fun. He was like just a dude there. But
and if you missed it, don't worry.
Don't worry. It happened.
They've got you covered
100 times. So I don't mind all of that, but it's also I feel like Dr. Brenner is back in play. And 11 is not having it. And so she's tried to escape a couple of times. I don't love that Owens is working with Dr. Brenner.
It feels like a betrayal.
That's not my favorite. Yeah.
Although it is.
It got results. Yeah.
Getting results.
Yeah.
We're not
100%
there yet.
But the thing for me is that we have to go to this mind palace place. And I feel like he's trying to make Elle confront the fact that she killed all those kids. But this seems like such a weird roundabout way to make that happen. So I'm not 100% sure. I don't love it. At the end, she seemed to accept the parameters of the thing and she went back in with Dr. Brenner. So I sort of hate that they shaved her head again. I mean, it's obviously a piece, but yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. No, it's good effects.
If I didn't know, I probably would not have questioned it.
And then
but at this point in her career, no, she's not.
She's not shaving her head again.
That's a one-time thing for girls. either you do it once or it's your thing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of I'm gonna shave my head again
this spring. It's fucking useless boys everywhere, though.
The guards and
not the guards necessarily, but the boys that were in the mind pad, the other numbers. In the Mind Palace, who were I don't know why they waste so much time on her. And I was like, roller skate to the face.
Okay, I'm getting offended, and it's not because I like these people. It's because some crimes are so heinous that they deserve certain treatment. And I'm like, that is reserved for that is the harshest punishment.
Roller skate to the face.
She needs to be made an example of.
Okay, that's
where
fine.
I'm at with it.
Okay, fine.
Jason and his pack are still, they had the funeral and they're still wilding out. And I maintain, I don't like them. I don't know how to stress it enough, but I am maintaining there's an element of logic to their thought process because this crazy murder happened in a small town in the 80s and people are gonna do that. They're gonna, rally and,
sure.
Evil dies tonight.
But I feel like there's not actually logic to it. If there were logic to it, they would be like, hey, cops, we think Eddie Munson is at Reefer Rick's house.
Like, you think the cops aren't going to join them?
Of course the cops are going to join them.
Oh, it's them taking it.
They're teenage boys and they're fucking stupid.
In an 80s. So anyways, they went to Reefer Rick's. Jason figured that he was in the boathouse and he was boating. Although, well, for a minute I was like, oh, sweet, because the Ralph, was it maybe?
Patrick?
Yeah. Patrick's number got called by
Vecna.
I was going to say Barco. By Vecna. And he did the levitating arm cricky eyes, like,
yeah.
And I was going to be like, well, cool. At least Jason will see that it is, clearly supernatural. But then I was like, oh, Jason's just going to find a way to blame Eddie in the water next to him.
Yeah. Because Eddie got so freaked out, he fell out of the boat. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
And then we have our Scooby gang.
Oh, well, really quick, though. Our boy gang with Argyle and Will and Mike and Jonathan are headed to Susie in Utah.
Right.
Yeah.
These fucking long episodes. I enjoy it, but
yeah, it's so much happening. Yeah.
So our Scooby gang, Nancy was able to figure out. Well, Max was going on and on about how A, it was so hard to describe, and B, how bad her drawings were, and I was like, that was efficient.
Bitch, those drawings were
an efficient use of crayons and paper, and I love she went all the way to the edge.
Yeah,
like they had borders.
She had like a nice little border around it. It was great.
So Nancy recognized the pieces and she put it together like a puzzle that it was that house, and they went there, and I guess I understood the lights because they compared it to the Christmas tree lights. Yep. So
they were like following Vecna.
But it's like the upside down is a mirror image of reality. Mm-hmm. So wherever the creature is in the upside down causes the lights to flicker.
Where they are.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like there would be lights flickering everywhere all the time. Do you know what I mean? Is it just a little bit one of those storytelling cheats that you just let go?
Kind of, yeah. Okay.
So Dustin was being a real pill to Steve.
Well, Steve was being kind of an idiot. They're having marital problems.
I was going to be like, news alert, characters behave in character.
Yeah.
And Steve and Nancy got some time together, just sort of playing dumb with each other. Yeah. And there was Black Widow, and they figured out that the call was coming from the attic.
Yeah.
So they were all in the attic with their flashlights when Patrick was being taken.
Nathan Patrick.
When Patrick was being taken.
Nathan.
They fixed our thumbs down button. So if you want a down vote now, I've earned it. Was there anything else?
I think that was mostly it. It felt, again, a little bit Peace movie, because we were like, everyone's still like,
oh, Robin's
separated.
Dumbass threw a brick right through that beautiful stained glass window. Yeah. There were so many windows in that house. Not to mention you could like blow on some of those walls and they'd fall down.
Yeah. Come on, Robin.
Well, and then she like did it through the middle. So Steve was like,
yeah.
I was like, good Lord, people, did you try pushing it open?
Yeah. There's a lot of other things we could do. No, I do think that is mostly it. Man, it's nice having Matthew Modine back. He is spooky as fuck, though. He is real spooky. But yeah.
But that head of hair, man. We should be so lucky.
Yeah. Oh, we did have the Wheeler parents back in this episode. Dustin and
Ted. This was more of a showcase for Ted, though.
He's so funny, and like he's gone up against Dustin before. Because Dustin is like looking for the boys, I think in season 2.
We need like a shrine to our piece of work mothers.
Yeah.
Like with Karen Wheeler and Lucille Bluth and Alice Cooper and like
Lily Vanderwoodson.
So anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, good episode. I'm really loving this season. But there's only 2 episodes left for this batch, and I really want them, at least some of them, to be in a room together again.
Yeah.
You know, like we have like 4 factions right now, and I want at least 2 of them to come together.
They're doing it well.
Yeah.
And as I've mentioned several times, this is turned into quite the sprawling ensemble.
Yeah.
And I love ensembles. However, they become unwieldy very quickly. And they have not been having that problem.
No, it's working. And also, I've come completely around on Eddie from where I was in episode 1, where I'm like, literally protect him no matter the cost.
Oh, and I think that this was the last episode. I don't think it was this one. But Erica had yet another absolute chef's kiss scene with Jason where she just really, really let him have it.
Amazing.
She took his face, she threw it on the ground.
Love it.
She picked it back up and
hit him with a roller skate.
Okay, I'm on your side. Everybody, roller skates to the face. Line up.
In a row.
So, that's going to be our takeaway from this season.
Talk shit, get hit in the face with a roller skate.
So, okay, we're going to watch episode 6, and then we'll be back.
Bye.